What is going on, Renation? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be doing a reaction to the What Culture video. It's a what the fuck moment from Raw. Now, you already know I reviewed Raw, so I know everything that's going on, but I want to know their opinions about it because I don't usually want to listen to people's opinions about, certain, shows from time to time, but Raw was pretty interesting, and I actually want to know what they got to say. So if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. You guys have been supporting me 100%. I always say it on every video. Let's get into this video. Let me see. I'm ready. I'm gonna click it. 1, 2, 3.
Stop the hobo, 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 how? Nab him, jab him, tab him, grab him, stop that hobo now! Stop the hobo, 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 how? Nab him, jab him, tab him, grab him, stop that hobo now!
Okay.
Wagwan fam, I'm King Ross, you're a dirty mark, and it's that bastard time of the week once again, right? Take a look at all the WTF moments from WWE Raw, at WWE Raw, where there was a superstar shake-up, where we saw practically the entire WWE SmackDown Live roster up sticks and off to Raw. There's no wonder they all did that. I bet they were all gagging to get away from SmackDown so they could get far away from that piece of shit JBL as possible, so John couldn't bully them any longer. What
JBL,
a piece of shit JBL is. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Here we go. So the superstar shakeup is a huge night in the WWE calendar. You want to kick things off with a bang. Who's the first superstar to get drafted to the other side? Oh, it's Apollo Crews. What a way to kick things off, and what a WTF moment of a choice to be the first superstar shook up and shook over to the other side in Apollo Crews, a man that has been lost in no man's land for bare time now, fam, on WWE SmackDown Live, and a man, quite frankly, that nobody gives a shit about. A talented wrestler, yes, a man capable of evoking emotions from you, Marks. Nada. What WWE should have done was got Big Apollo, hide him in a massive fucking box, shipped him back to OVW and taught him not to smile every pissing second of the pissing day. Just imagine, Apollo, your dog's died. Big E grinding on a blow-up door live on WWE Monday Night Raw certainly gives new meaning to Monday Night Raw, doesn't it? It was a bit more like it was Monday Night Raw. Gee. Hey! Although it is symptomatic of how WWE have booked Monday Night Raw in recent times that they would have Kofi Kingston depicted as a blow-up doll, because quite frankly they've f***ed us for very long now, haven't they? They've f***ed us good, and that is what you do to blow up dolls. Allegedly. I've never had a gun. Plastic doesn't flick my switches nor turn me on, for the record. A WTF with the W meaning why this time, why the f*** would WWE Raw want Kurt Hawkins? Whoever was doing these negotiations, which allegedly took place all week bastard long, were making Kurt Angle look like a right mug, because why the f*** would you want Kurt Hawkins and all the shitness that he brings? He has to have the worst gimmick we've seen in bedtime, fam, and he offers nothing, or very little, in the ring. Why would you want him? Just a waste of f***ing oxygen, isn't he? Oh, am I being a bit mean? F*** right off, I'm just telling the truth. You know he's shit, and I know he's shit. Grim knows he's shit, and Kurt, most importantly, knows he's shit. Next, we move on to Nia Jax, who had a case of the botches. Botchy botch botch by f*** my bum and call me Betty, do I like botch? Anchorman. She attempted to do a shoulder breaker, which, as we all know, you crouch down and bang the shoulder off the knee.
Yeah,
but what
was a
she
botch.
managed to do was twat Charlotte's head off her
yeah.
knee before getting Charlotte back up and then dumping her on a fucking heat straight onto the mat. She might as well have got a gun and shot her, because it was clear that her intentions were to end her career there and then. The WTF moment in all of this is not the botch itself, because, you know, Nia's been known to do such things before. It's the fact that Charlotte was able to carry on the match after being dropped on her head twice in a matter of seconds. That woman's neck is made out of something a lot stronger than her daddy's Space Mountain, because as we all know, the amount of women he has hoofed down the years tells us that his Space Mountain is really hard.
Wow.
So hard. Don't you marks think that I missed Elias Sampson walking through the crowd during the Charlotte versus Nia Jax match? Because I fucking didn't. I'm too good to miss those sort of things. While it's a
What the fuck?
a huge WTF moment that he's on a main roster show, considering he's been booked like the drizzling shit in NXT and has done absolutely diddly squat in the developmental brand. Him drifting through the crowd like that aimlessly, just wandering all over the fucking place like the big old hobo that he is absolutely perfect. It's different. It's a great way to debut him. But he shouldn't be there because he's the drizzling shit.
Oh,
you're being mean again.
The guy with the guitar.
Damn, King Ross back at it again with the questions about the questionable drafts. This time, why the f would Kurt Angle want Kalisto, that botchy, charismaless, vacuum of
Kalisto should've stayed on
charismaless
SmackDown, to be
shit?
honest.
There's absolutely no upside to
That was
Kalisto.
weird.
Why would Kurt Angle want him? Answers on a postcard, please. Send them direct to Kurt Angle. He lives on 15 Pittsburgh Road, Pittsburgh.
Damn. Just give out his...
It's clear that he needs all the
address
answers
like
in the
that.
bastard world, because he's filling his roster with duds. Hawkins, Kalisto, Cruz. Why would you want either three of them? That's not my sexual wank pheasant from another mother, Roman Reigns, on that stretcher, because as you can see here, he has tattoos
like
that cover his big,
that's like
sweaty
so good.
right arm all the way over his shoulder socket thing. But as you can see here, you can see the thing on the stretcher has a clear right arm with no tattoos on whatsoever. Somehow those tattoos, somehow those tattoos have disappeared in a matter of seconds, and I'll tell you how, because they've got another blow-up doll on that bloody stretcher. Plus, as we can see from the bloody girth of that arm there, it has decreased somewhat from the girth of Roman's actual big sexual wank pheasanty wing.
I will talk
Which
about that
means
next
that
video.
we can deduce from this situation that Roman Reigns is cut from the same cloth as Big E's blow-up doll. Want to see what Roman Reigns would look like as a blow-up doll? Here you go.
What the...
Oh.
Come on
Then
now.
we can see that the stretcher has landed. But then when we come back from the cameraman following Braun Strowman down the corridor, we can see that the same stretcher has somehow up sticks, rotated, and moved back. So not only is Roman Reigns a blow-up doll who is not fully inflated while he's on this stretcher, he can also teleport a matter of inches in a matter of seconds. Isn't he swell? Either that or referee John Cone, who arrived on the scene there, is an irresponsibly strong bastard who gives zero f***s and shunted Roman Reigns because he gives zero f***s. It's almost like John Cone was saying, "Bah, there you go, Roman, that's from the internet." Google, how much does an
Rusev knew? What the...
ambulance weight weigh? Enter. How much does an ambulance weight? 10,000 and 14,000 pounds.
The fuck?
What weighs 10,000 pounds? The measure of tings.
This dude's really searching
1/5 times as heavy as a hippopotamus. 7/10 as heavy as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Elephants. Giraffe. What weighs 10,000 pounds?
These dudes really dead ass searching this.
Did Braun lift that ambulance all on his lonesome, as the Scottish would say? Get the f*** off, WWE bastard! Between 10,000 and 14,000 pounds is just bloody wrong. Nobody can do that. It just wasn't realistic. I know you sat there at home while you're masturbating into your designated blood.
I mean, even if it isn't real, like, that was really a good segment.
Lightning
Like,
out of his fingers and set things on fire. He had mystical powers. That much we know. Kane's the same. Lightning out of his fingers. He had mystical powers. Braun is just a very big hoss, a very big sweaty man who was very strong, but no way in God's green earth is he strong enough to lift an ambulance like that on his own. And anyway, all this effort Braun went to for not very much reward. As we can see, I don't think you can see it there, as we saw, Roman Reigns was on the side of the ambulance, which eventually got tipped over. When Braun tipped that ambulance over very slowly, all Roman would have done would have rocked onto the side of the ambulance, which would eventually hit the floor, and then when the ambulance flopped over very slowly, Roman would have gone, yeah. He wouldn't have travelled very far. He went from being an uncomfortable man to a man that was slightly more uncomfortable, putting all of Braun's efforts into some sort of perspective. He didn't need to do all that because it didn't do much more to Roman, because all he did was flop from one side to the other.
That's true.
Next, we move on to Corey Graves, who said that he was intrigued to see how the Hardy Boys will perform in a traditional tag team match when they take on Sheamus and Cesaro at WWE Payback. This is because, as Corey explained, the Hardys had the element of surprise on their side at WWE WrestleMania 33 when they made their shock return as part of that fatal four-way ladder match. This is despite the fact that 24 hours after WrestleMania, the Hardy Boys faced Gallows and Anderson in a traditional tag team match and won the bloody thing fair and square. He already knows how they're going to perform. They're going to do really good. Old Raw logo used for the Payback screenshot ting there. Who the f cares? It still says Raw.
I didn't realize that.
Marks, one finger, one thumb, one mark, one sign, one nod of the head. Keep moving. I've been King Ross. You've been a dirty mark. Bye.
I've seen that sign. Oh my god. This guy's funny. Is this their show? This must be their show. Rey Mysterio. No regrets. So I want to talk about that Roman Reigns. Now, a lot of you guys were saying that whole segment was actually pre-recorded, which, when I come to think about it, it probably was pre-recorded. But overall, man, I love the segment because you don't see those type of segments too much where somebody's flipping a fucking ambulance and flipping somebody in a fucking gurney, you know, across the fucking shit. Like, it's something you don't see often. So when you see it, you're like, oh, holy! It's like you're going crazy. But this guy is pretty funny, man. This dude, the way he was making fun of Apollo Crews, he was like, you should have just put him in a damn cardboard box and shipped his ass. I'm like, damn, this dude's going fucking crazy. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. We got more videos coming on the way, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, Nation. Deuces. One love. Peace.